Despite the struggles and fight, I smile, everything is alright. I say thanks for life, Almighty God, thanks for life.
You gotta give thanks for life. You gotta give thanks for life. It's a bright and prosperous, marvelous, magnificent Monday. All you outside open again. Outside unlock, all you outside unlock. COVID-19 protocols in place still, but outside unlock. We could step outside of our yard space this morning after another weekend lockdown on the inside for most of us. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How was your weekend? How was your weekend inside? Those of you who went outside, I hope and pray that it was just for testing and vaccination. That's the only reason you should have been leaving home over the weekend. The rest of us stayed inside and spent some quality time, caught up on our reading, family time, whatever you did over the weekend. I trust and hope it was done safely and it was productive. And good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, whichever platform you're using to join us this morning, whether it's the Facebook page, the YouTube channel, the website, GBN TV, Classic 105, Part Grenada, and Go to Fed Facebook pages. Bless up your whole selves. How are you? How are you? Hope everybody's doing good. It has been another interesting weekend. Grenada's COVID-19 situation continues to unfold. I'll give you a little bit of details on that in a short while. But first, let's get into the word of the day. Spades. Good morning, Terra the Governor. Let's see what's the word of the day this morning. The word of the day this morning is one that has been around for a while. I, for myself, know that word. The word this morning is your, spelled Y-O-R-E, your. It is a noun which means time past. Your has a long history in the English language, first appearing in Old English. While its origin is uncertain, a popular theory is that it comes from the same source as the phonetically similar word year. If true, this means that your and year derive from the Indo-European root, which is the origin of Yiddish yor, Y-O-R, an ancient word which means part of a year or time of day. Your has been in the English language for centuries. The word of the day this morning is your, Y-O-R-E. It is a noun which means time past. An example of the use of the word: asylums and hospitals in days of yore had historical precedence for this, even in your own country. Another example of the use of the word: when the straw was first commercially produced, it was made of paper, making the move away from plastic simply a return to the straws of yore. The word of the day this morning, your, Y-O-R-E. It is a noun which means time past. Back in the days, yesteryear, since oyoho, as our grandparents used to say, oyoho, your, time past. That's the word of the day this morning. And as you go about your marvelous Monday, the thought for today, it's a good way to start your week. Start your week as outside open. The thought for today is wake up, smile, and tell yourself today is my day. Wake up, smile, and tell yourself today is my day. Start with a positive attitude, an upbeat attitude. This could propel how the rest of your day will go. Once you start positively, start with a smile on your face. Just give thanks. Wake up, pray. I'm going to put in peace day. Wake up, pray. Smile and tell yourself today is my day. Just be positive today. Lots going on in the world. If we were to stress on all the things that are happening, not just in Grenada, across the world, we start to feel anxious and angry and sad, and it's heavy on your spirit, and you just feel like you don't want to do nothing and go nowhere. But you just got to do what you got to do. Wake up, pray, smile, and tell yourself today is my day. That's the thought for today. Start positively, start on a positive foot, a positive note, and that should propel how the rest of your day unfolds. So that's the thought. Wake up, pray, smile, and tell yourself today is my day. All right, let's see what is celebrated today. A few things are celebrated today, like today's pepperoni pizza day for you pizza lovers. Yeah, everything has a date. Today's pepperoni pizza day. But the one that I would stress today is respect for the aged day. Respect for the Aged Day. This is a celebration in Japan, but I think it is important that we all celebrate the elderly people in our lives. They may not have much longer. We don't know how much longer they may have. Some of those who have passed on or whose deaths have been related to or COVID-19 related, some of them or most of them are in the elderly category, including a 103-year-old man in St. Andrew, said to be the oldest resident in Birch Grove at the time of his passing. So we have a lot of elderly people that we need to respect and love and show appreciation for. They are the people who have passed on so many things to us, whether it's granny or whether it's the senior citizen in your neighborhood. It's Respect for the Aged Day. It's a good day to remember to respect our elders, and it's a good day to remind each and every one of us to hail up the elders in our lives. Don't visit them because you don't know what you're bringing, but give them a call. Give them a little shout, give them a little note. Respect for the Aged Day. Give appreciation, show appreciation for the aged people in our lives, especially during these times, because you never know what tomorrow will bring or will not bring. Let's put it that way. So it's Respect for the Aged Day. A few things celebrated, but that's the one I want us to concentrate on, showing respect and showing love and appreciation for the elderly people in our lives. All right, information time. I'm just going to give you the latest COVID-19 dashboard released by the Ministry of Health. It does not seem like Grenada's epidemiological situation will let up anytime soon. As of 11 p.m. last night, Sunday, September 19th, an additional 236 new cases were recorded. Over the weekend, I believe it was either Friday night or Saturday night, we recorded for the first time over 300 positive cases in 24 hours. The thing's still coconius, it's still troubling. We so far have recorded over 4,000 cases since March 2020. There are currently 2,675 active cases, 2,666 local cases. Only 9 of them are imported. Our deaths have reached to 55 COVID-19 related deaths so far. 54 of them have been recorded between last month and this month. The thing continues to be troubling. Protect yourselves and your loved ones. It does not seem like the situation is going to get better anytime soon. So please do what you need to do to stay safe. Your masks, wash your hands using soap and waters for at least 20 seconds. If that's not readily available, hand sanitizer should do the trick. Please continue to be safe, social distance. Those of you traveling in public transportation, wear your mask for the entire journey. You might feel like you need to take a breath, but it's better to just power through the 15, 20, maybe 45 minutes of wearing your mask. As soon as you get in a space where you can just take some deep breaths by yourself, you can do that. But once you're in an enclosed space like the bus, please do what you need to do to stay safe. I still see people, as we say locally, bombing ride to get to and from various destinations. I don't want to tell you not to give the rides, but considering the situation, just be careful. Maybe put them in the back seat while you're in the front seat, or do what you need to do to stay safe. We are caring people. We share as much as we can, but share responsibly, because you never know who is who, what is what, and what they have. So please, let's continue to stay safe. In the meantime, let's get ready for the morning edition of news. For those of you on radio and those of you on our visual platforms, we bring you highlights of last evening's newscast. Good morning, Grenada. On a marvelous Monday, it's another opportunity to express some gratitude and give thanks as you wake up on this marvelous Monday. We'll be right back.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
State-of-the-art Ultratech gasoline and diesel, available only at Rubis stations.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements? Or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
It's now being labeled as Grenada's raging health wildfire. COVID-19 is ravaging almost every edge in its path, sparing no age or other demographic. Reports are that the virus has now crept into the institutions and care homes for the elderly. On Monday, reports made the rounds that the virus has also made an entry into the Richmond Hill prison. GBN's Christelina John sent us this dispatch.
GBN's news desk understands that at least 10 inmates are infected, as well as employees that may have been exposed to the infected persons. GBN's attempt to garner confirmation from Acting Commissioner of Prisons, Damian Lee, was met with promises of returned calls or that he is engaged. GBN also sought comments from Community Relations Department. However, they were not in a position to comment. GBN will endeavor to bring you further updates on this in another broadcast. Meanwhile, the numbers climbed a notch higher, with 41 new cases added, bringing the number of total active cases of COVID-19 on the island to 1,955. The death toll is 3 cases shy of 30, and the numbers hospitalized 41. 404 persons have since recovered from the virus. Christelina John, GBN News.
As COVID-19 cases continue to rise here, various sectors of the community are coming under increasing pressure. The recent No Movement weekends meant increased deployment of police officers. During a recent press briefing, Commissioner Edwin Martin said that there were multiple positive cases among the law enforcement team. We get more on this story from our One Caribbean media associate, Dale Enoch.
Concern is mounting among security officials in Grenada following reports that approximately 20% of officers in the police force are now infected with COVID-19. As a result, some officers have been working in shifts of up to 16 hours per day. National Security Minister, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, says it has been hard for police officers.
There are a number of policemen, I think over 160 odd policemen now who are infected, which means that many of them have to self-quarantine and it's affecting themselves and their family, and of course affecting the productive level of the force. They are trying their best. They are giving government the support they can. The leadership is trying, but at the same time, there are serious limitations. So it's a tough act for everybody.
According to the health authorities, the island started recording an upsurge of COVID-19 infections in mid-August due to mass gathering events, some of which were not authorized by the authorities. The latest figures have revealed that local active cases moved from 5 on August 17th to 1,791 on September 10th. As a result, the health authorities have declared that the island is affected by community spread, with the Delta variant, which was detected in early August, as the main strain.
It was a heartbreaking week for several families this past week as they lost their loved ones to COVID-19. It became evident that the senior citizens were especially susceptible to the virus. Close to a dozen residents at the geriatric homes died between last Sunday and Monday. These homes are managed by the Roman Catholic Church. Rena Pear-Thomas fills us in.
12 elderly citizens who resided at the Hilarion and Hillview homes died between Saturday and Sunday. 10 of them were COVID-19 related. The official cause of death of the other 2 residents have not been confirmed. 21 residents at the 3 geriatric care center have been diagnosed as COVID-19 positive. These facilities are operated and managed by the Roman Catholic Church. Head of the diocese in Grenada, Bishop Clive Martin Harvey, showed up for the families and staff members today as he hit the road and visited the 3 homes. He told GBN after his visits that it is a very difficult period and the church is taking additional steps to keep staff and residents safe.
As a matter of fact, with regard to testing and so on, that is now in place. We have come to an arrangement with the ministry whereby that will be done regularly. And I hope that works because in the early stages, it was very difficult to get a team up to St. Patrick's to do what needed to be done. But I think one of the good things that will come out of all of this is that people will realize the urgency of both testing and vaccines.
Bishop Harvey intimated that protocols had already been implemented to secure residents, but the Delta variant hit the homes harder than expected. He stated that vaccination is not mandatory, so when the next of kin to residents and the majority of the staff opted out of vaccination, they could only respect their choice.
The law requires that you get permission from whoever is the person responsible for the resident to give that permission, and that permission was not forthcoming in a number of cases. I don't have the exact figures now. But with regard to the staff, the same thing applied, and we've had to respect that because there was nothing in our contractual arrangement to them that said they had to be vaccinated.
The bishop reassures the public that they will continue to do everything within their power to care for and secure staff and residents. Senior citizen facilities on the mainland are not the only ones affected by the outbreak. Over on the sister isle of Carriacou, the Hilltop home has also seen a spike in cases.
With respect to our senior citizens home, our only senior citizens home, that is the Top Hill Senior Citizen Home. At present, previously as reported, we had 4 active cases there. Late yesterday, however, another 4 of the residents were tested positive. In addition to that, many of the staff members, the workers there, also contracted that virus. And so we are, together with the board and the management team of that institution, together with the matron, we are putting together a contingency plan to ensure that the residents there continue to receive the necessary care and attention that they require at this time.
That was Minister of Carriacou and Petit-Martinique Affairs, Kendra Maturin-Stewart. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear-Thomas reporting.
While passenger services are placed on hold to help curb the spread of the virus, health officials are ramping up protocols to keep the islanders safe. The first known case has been recorded on the smaller of the two sister isles. We got that story from Rena Pear-Thomas.
Petit-Martinique, which was unscathed by the virus since its outbreak in Grenada in 2020, has recorded 5 positive COVID-19 cases. Though its big sister Carriacou has been experiencing a steady increase in numbers over the past few weeks, the island was able to somehow keep the virus at bay.
The positive case in Petit-Martinique did come from a fisherman, as far as I'm aware, that was out with his Grenadian group and returned to Petit-Martinique after a stint at sea and returned positive. That individual was able to be identified and isolated quickly. Time will tell whether it was quickly enough, but so far it does appear so. But that would have been the first of COVID's most recent attack on Petit-Martinique. And we were able to fend off, but there will be others. There will be other attacks.
Minister for Health, Nicholas Steele. He pointed out that the small island does have its challenges when it comes to adequate health facilities to address COVID-19. However, he gives the assurance that a contingency plan is in place.
Petit-Martinique does not have a hospital based on its size of population. It has a health center. And therefore, the protocols that we put in place is to move individuals much sooner, much faster to the general hospital or to the point of care. And therefore, the Petit-Martinican people themselves need to be more diligent. And they have been. But we need to remain cautious and not take anything for granted.
Contact tracing continues in neighboring Carriacou. Minister for Carriacou and Petit-Martinique Affairs, Kendra Maturin-Stewart, says the active cases on the island passed the 50 mark.
I can report that we now have 57 active cases in Carriacou and 5 active cases over in the island of Petit-Martinique at the moment. Of course, we are concerned with the rising numbers, but what we have noticed thus far is that the recent cases, the latest cases, are really contacts of previous positive cases. And so it means, therefore, that our contact tracing efforts and activities are really working.
Minister Stewart says that there is still light at the end of the tunnel, as she has seen increases in residents and businesses following COVID-19 protocols, which reduces the spread. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear-Thomas reporting.
Senior citizens' homes have been impacted by the COVID-19 as a dozen residents passed away this past week. While the relatives of senior citizens' homes tried to come to terms with the loss of their relatives, another community felt the pang associated with losing a loved one. The Royal Grenada Police Force and the family of a policeman were also thrust into bereavement. Chrislina John reached out to the Commissioner of Police, Edwin Martin.
The Royal Grenada Police Force lost its first officer to COVID-19 earlier today. ASP Byron Klein was last attached to the Central Division, and he transitioned this morning at the Princess Alice Hospital in St. Andrew. It was a tough day for Commissioner of Police Edwin Martin and his team.
Well, I can tell you, Chrisling, that one can never find the right words to say in circumstances like these. But I assure you that the RGPF is shaken and deeply saddened by the news of the passing of ASP Byron Klein, who had served just over 36 years of dedicated law enforcement service to the RGPF and our country. Klein has served in many departments and stations, and as such, he has built enduring relationships with colleagues, officers, members of the public, and stakeholders, all of whom are likely to be impacted by the news of his passing in different ways.
As a mark of respect, all police flags are being flown at half-mast.
Yes, I have instructed that the RGPF flag drops at half-mast. It It is a historic practice by the force whenever a police officer dies, whatever the reason may be, as part of it indicates that the force is in some measure of mourning and that a member of the force has died.
The police head has been in contact with Mr. Klein's family.
And so I therefore want to take the opportunity here to extend sympathies and condolences to his family and friends, his department, and by extension the entire RGPF family. And might I add that while his physical body leaves us, I pray that his spirit and treasured memories that he left us will continue to live with us going forward. I also reached out to his wife today, personally, to extend sympathies to her as well. It certainly is a very sad day for us.
Approximately 160, which represents about 20% of officers in the RGPF, are currently infected with the virus and are in isolation along with their families. With the new regulations in place and the 2 weekend lockdowns, lawmen are stretched beyond their limits, working extended hours to man checkpoints. Christina John, GBN News.
Moving on to other news this evening, a popular bus driver in the south of the island found himself at the mercy of a thug. Christina John reports.
A favorite on the Grand Dance route, bus driver Marlon St. Clair Twiggy is thanking God for his life. Twiggy told GBN he could have lost his life as he was asleep in the bus at the time it was set on fire.
That happened like around 10:30 at night. I was actually in the bus. Then my phone rang maybe about an hour and a bit after. I didn't answer the phone because I didn't want to talk to nobody. But then a little while I went back and a little while after I get up and I checked the phone to see who was ringing. When I want to go and check the phone on inside the bus, I just realized the bus catch a fire. So then I jumped out. When I jumped out, I come out, I see all here burning. You understand? I saw this clot on the ground, this clot of some here burning. All in the front, it was on fire. So then I panicked. I run over by the pipe.
He is seeking the public's assistance in finding who is responsible for this heinous act.
And then in the morning, early, like 8 o'clock, and CID came up and did fingerprints and stuff. And they're already investigating the situation now to see if there was any vehicle in the area and stuff. So I kind of waiting on word from them, but
St. Clair says he sacrificed his time and effort into bettering the service he provides to the public, many times assisting people in distress. The bus is what he depends on for his livelihood. This is a total setback for him. Twiggy told GBN he has no idea who would want to spite him like that.
The bus, you understand? And when I opened the door often, I realized that the buckle was empty. And the fuel wasn't in it, so I suggested, I don't know if the person took that fuel and put on the bus, or they're late at night running, bringing passengers, and I'm a popular guy, people know me. That was strange. I don't really know what's going on with that. I hope that will be the end of that, and maybe I'll leave it to go ahead and do what I have to do with it, all these obstacles. The vehicle, well, it's a setback because I was going to advance myself for something else on this week, but then I had to study to get this bus sorted. I just came up by the insurance and they're willing to operate me because this bus is fully insured, so I'm filling out the paper to bring it in tomorrow, and then we're going to take it from there, but the vehicle has to be fixed, has to be repaired.
He said he welcomes any assistance in getting justice for the wrong that was done to him. Christina John, GBN News.
Was the leader of government business in the Senate simply doing his job, or was he trying to intimidate the opposition senators? The latter is the narrative out on the public domain following a walkout from Parliament on Thursday. However, while the narrative is being advanced, there is another school of thought. Let's hear from Gerard Joseph.
Mr. President, the final piece for Senator Joseph. I'm picking on you.
This was the statement from leader of government business in the Senate that sparked discontent during the debate on the supplementary appropriations bill.
How Senator Steele spoke to Senator Joseph is of great concern to us. It is bullying. We are here to have a healthy debate, to agree and to disagree. We would like to withdraw our motion, and can we please ask the House to excuse us?
It led to a walkout of the Senate chamber by opposition senators, throwing the sitting into disarray as only 3 senators remained. This meant that the session lacked a quorum to continue. Opposition Senator Rolanda McQueen called into the Good Morning Grenada program to explain the rationale for the action.
Everybody said to me, Ms. McQueen, stay out of this. It is dirty. It's a dirty game. If you're not prepared to fight in the mud, don't go in. I could fight like an alley cat.
She elaborated on what she labeled as a lack of respect meted out to the opposition senators.
Well, I'll start with Senator McQueen. I'm not giving way, Mr. President. Senator McQueen, I thought I did not know where to start with Senator Joseph. I really don't know where to start with Senator McQueen.
That was Leader of Government Business, Senator Simon Steele. Senator McQueen said there is a distinct difference between education and bullying.
Grown people do not shout at each other. We discuss in Grenadian business. This is not a private business. We're talking about Grenada. This is not education. If you want to educate somebody, we are new senators. You sit down and you discuss, and then we all come to an agreement. Well, this is what is better for Grenada. You cannot come in there and say, well, I'm educating you and I'm going to shout at you. And listen, I had to put my hand on my head, and then one of the politicians going to turn around and say, get used to it.
Not everyone agrees with the stance adopted by Ms. McQueen and her colleagues. One of the followers of this morning's program contributed via text on the GBN social media platform. That person said, and I quote, "I listened to the senator's debate in full. I thought the Senator for Government Business responded firmly and directly to move the country's business forward. If the opposition had a strong point to make, they should have stood their ground and make better presentation. I don't know what kind of training and guidance new senators get when they arrive to the job, so perhaps this should be looked at and improved. In the COVIDious times, the country does not have time to waste." The person added, "I just heard you ask Senator McQueen a question and heard her tell you that she has to go and take a phone call. Now this is why senators still had to make such a firm approach. In our democratic country, all of us benefit when Grenada has an opposition that takes its job seriously. And this is all I heard Senator Steele saying. Do your research, get your facts right, and come to the Senate prepared. But like COVID is proving, the worst insult you can say to a Grenadian is that they need to learn something. We would rather die from the virus, or walk out, or pretend we have a phone call, rather than admit we don't know enough." I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Bus operators on the island's east coast have gone into solutions mode. While others complain about the hardship, they have offered suggestions on how all parties could manage in this period. Christina John traveled to St. Andrew on Thursday and sent us this report.
The cry of the busmen is somewhat the same. Business is slow. If you look around here on the Grenville bus terminus, there are a number of buses. However, there are not much passengers. GBN scanned the area and held talks with some of the bus operators that ply the different routes.
Well, for the past 2 weeks or so, it's been really slow. It's just like, I don't know if it's because of the fear that is instilled in people, but, like the general public, people just not traveling for whatever reason.
It's really dead. Really slow. I'll even hear sometimes we want to go, I might get two to come down, sometimes I cannot alone come down.
Slow. Very slow, because I normally go to the terminal when 5 o'clock in the morning to get a space, and I get to Grenville like around 9, and most of the time it's like till 5 o'clock in the evening I might get something to go back down to town.
Place slow, so I just take in a little back seat and watch how the place going,
Very slow, but we jam in. We can't take any lockdown.
Some of them can be seen holding their hand sanitizers, ensuring protocols are in check. Here's how this driver treats with people not wearing their masks.
I don't picking them up. When people come on the bus, sanitize their hand. And some of them, after they drop out, they sanitize the seat.
In my bus, you must put on your mask. And you must wear it all the time, properly. I'm not wearing mine because I'm in my own space, trying to have some lunch. Yeah.
Are passengers conscious?
When you go on the bus, first of all, you go prepare on the bus because you go on the bus and meeting passengers that you don't know who they are, who they mingle up with, or even where they come from. So the COVID could be within them.
Sanitize myself. Go have my sanitizer with me. Sanitize my hand. When I spray my hand like this, all up to here, up to here. When I get home, if I take my clothes, basket, I bed in the yard if possible, or run straight to the bathroom and bed. That's what I do. And I drink a lot of hot tea during the day.
Meanwhile, one individual says he is confused and needs a straightforward response. He is not sure whether or not he should take the COVID vaccine based on his health.
I went to my doctor. I asked her if I could take the vaccine with the kind of complaint because I have X-ray result from the X-ray. She said it's up to you to take it or not to take it. So I have no problem with them. Why she saying if you must take it and you must not take it? Give a direct answer.
One lady had this bit of advice to share.
What I like to advise the whole of Grenada, the next two sister eyes, Carrico and Petit Martinique, when we get out there in the morning, when you get back home, small as a child could be, as an adult, take a steam. And I believe everybody knows what is a steam. That steam, it will destroy whatever bacteria, whatever virus inside your nose, like your throat, it will help you.
From the Grenville bus terminus, where not much seems to be happening at this time, I am Christelina John for GBN News.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
Get Rubigas. Get cooking. Rubigas, clean, safe, and reliable LPG is the perfect solution for your commercial and everyday needs. For cooking at home or barbecuing, choose Rubigas LPG cylinders. Available in a variety of sizes from 20 to 100 pound cylinders. Rubigas LPG, clean, safe, reliable. Are you cooking with Rubigas?
Get Rubis, get going.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 for 18-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
5 things you need to know about self-isolation. Stay home. If you are told to self-isolate, it means staying at home, not going to work, school, or other public places, and you should not have any visitors. Separate yourself. If you live with others, then you need to stay in a well-ventilated bedroom with the door shut. If you have to share a bathroom, then use it after everyone else. Don't share towels and toiletries, as this may put others at risk. Call ahead. If you develop symptoms such as a fever or cough, then seek advice first by calling the Ministry of Health's hotline at 538-4787 or 458-4787. Please do do not show up at a medical center or hospital, as this may put others at risk. Take care with waste. If you test positive, your waste should be double bagged and disposed of separately. Create a buddy system. If you live on your own, you can plan with friends and family to check in with each other and run essential errands if one becomes sick. Once sick, they should leave groceries on the doorstep. Why it's important. COVID-19 causes a mild illness for 4 out of 5 persons. Self-isolating will help protect the older generation and those who may have underlying health problems from getting infected.
We believe this new virus spreads mostly from person to person through respiratory droplets produced when someone who is sick coughs or sneezes. This is similar to how flu and other respiratory illnesses spread. These droplets can land in the mouth or nose of people nearby, or possibly be inhaled into the lungs. Most person-to-person spread happens when people are in close contact. It's also possible that this virus can spread when someone touches a contaminated surface and then touches the mouth, nose, or eyes.
Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada. It is now 18 minutes after 7 o'clock. Those of you just joining us, happy to have you. Those of you who stuck with us, thank you for your patience and welcome to the program. This morning we are continuing our discussions in relation to, of course, COVID-19. And this morning, we'll be speaking with a recovered COVID-19 patient and looking at his experience so that we can get an idea of what it was like going through that time. Ladies and gentlemen, join me. Most of you will know him as the Public Relations Officer in the Ministry of Health, but this morning he's joining us in his capacity as a recovered COVID-19 patient. Maybe putting the PR department on maybe a little back burner, maybe Keville. Good morning, and join me in welcoming Keville Frederick to the program this morning. Morning, Keville.
Thank you so much, Blossom, for having me. Of course, I would not put down my PR hat this morning because it is very important, that I not just share the experience, but as to walk people through as to what they can do to realize better health outcomes.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much, Keville. So, Keville, let's, I'm going to kind of put you on the spot, but I'm going to ask a question some people probably wondering. You mean the PR in the Ministry of Health caught COVID? So if you can maybe go back in your history and tell us, how did you become one of the patients of COVID-19?
So, Blossom, yes, in life, everything is possible. I see it really as a blessing, and I'm saying that because your listeners and viewers will learn a few things this morning. So had I not been exposed, I would not have been able to really tell you what to expect and what you can do. So
fair enough.
It was, for me and my family, loved ones and friends, it was a very scary moment. However, I had no fear because first and foremost, I believe in vaccines. I am fully vaccinated. And I thank God that I had made that smart decision back then. So I took my first shot when Prime Minister took his first shot, February 12th. And then I took my second shot in April. And I only was exposed to COVID-19 about 3 weeks ago. Right now, I am medically cleared. I am doing very well. And I thank God for that and for the support of the entire team.
Amen. Happy to hear that as well.
Right. Now, let me say this in summary here. Because of my contact tracing experience, I was able to trace where I picked up COVID from. I picked up COVID from a water dispenser. That's real talk. Yeah. Having been out in the field, and returning, that's the only thing I did, because throughout my entire time, I had my mask, I was social distancing, I had my face shield, I was in my vehicle most times, and I kept sanitizing. Now, when I returned to that particular location, I proceeded to go get water. And I touched the water dispenser because it is not a contactless one. Yeah? So, whereas I know that it is supposed to be sanitized and people are supposed to actually practice those things, I did what I had to do. I expected them to do. The thing is that I will say I would have dropped my guard. And I'm saying this because when you expect everybody to be on the same page, and I was just rushing back. The only thing I did, I took my finger, tap, filled my bottle, headed, tap again, headed, and then I covered, and I went back. So that's the only thing, and I checked my incubation period from that. So check it with me. Friday, that happened. I started to cough on the Monday afternoon. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I was tested on Tuesday by Nurse Audrey Lyons. We did a vaccination pop-up at the ministerial complex. And later that evening, my throat started to feel a bit dry and I was coughing again. I said, Nurse, listen, you know what? I think I want to get tested in because somehow I'm feeling uneasy. She said, Keville, nothing to do that. Baby of mine. So I said, no, I'm telling you, I was not feeling that way a couple of times. She said, okay. When she tested me, Blossom, I was positive. Look at the science, 4 days. So I'm checking it. This Friday, I know that's when I was exposed. That's when I picked up the virus. Saturday, so the incubation period started. Sunday, Sunday, my throat was feeling a bit gravelish. I didn't have no fever, no headache during those times. But in hindsight, what I did is that I slept with a mask. And let me tell you, sleeping with a mask is no easy thing, but we'll get to that someday. But I did. Now, let me tell you something. There are occupants of my household who did not pick up COVID because of the steps I took, which is, again, testimony that if you follow the protocols, you can be safe. Fast forward, I notified my family and I went into self-isolation on the same Tuesday night, right? Wednesday, I drove myself to the isolation center. Having spoken with my minister, my CMO and my PS, that was the next best of call to do. I did that, Ms. Marshall, everyone got on board and I went into isolation. Now, the 1 week after my diagnosis, then I started to feel a bit uncomfortable, right? Let me say this, I was exercising. I had no headaches. I had no fever, nothing, up until that day. Exactly 1 week to the date when I tested positive. So I would say day 7. And on day 7, I started to experience, some different symptoms. Blossom, I hope I could actually share a video with you. I don't want to take up much of your time, but that may really, really, just put the icing on the cake a bit. Honestly, Blossom, I was not scared then because something tell me, listen, you know what, I'm going to be fine. So there's no need for me to be scared and so on. However, Blossom, I started to feel really bad, terrible. Dr. Mitchell called me that day and he said, Kev, Minister asked me to check up on you. Say, well, yeah, cool. But then he quickly said, but Kev, no, that's not you. You and I spoke 2 days ago and you were not sounding like that. What is wrong? I said, nothing. I say, hardly. I just felt like me temperature cannot go up a bit. And Dr. Mitchell was like, nah, boss, nah, nothing so. He came back. He asked me what medication I was taking. I told him and everything. He said, nah, I need to get you A, B, and C. He did that. He gave me a pulse oximeter, and then I started from there. And Blossom, in less than no time, you wouldn't believe what I was experiencing. Let me just show you this one. I wanted to actually show you my own first so that people to understand what I'm talking about. So, Blossom, that's Keville here, Frederick, in the isolation center. And just hoping and praying that everything will be fine with me. I'm not sure if that video wants to share, but at that time, Blossom, my body temperature went to 106.4. I was a dead man. Had it not been for the benefits of the life-saving vaccine, had it not been for Dr. Mitchell's intervention there and so on, and had it not been for our quick response, because I can also tell you, my oxygen sat, it was pretty low. It went down to as far as 89. Yes, I had to be given oxygen. So sometimes, we hear people talking out there and, they don't understand what's happening or how it unfolds. And we think, it's no big deal. Let me say this, boss. And to your listeners and viewing audience, it's a very, very, very big deal. A very big deal. And, I know that we don't have much time, so I want to capture as much as I can. But the experience in hospital too is one that people need to really, sit and think of. We have a very small workforce, and sometimes we expect miracles to happen. Miracles do happen at the hospital because I have seen some miracles happen. And I'm telling you, Blossom, it is not an easy road walking inside it. This might be the video now of me breathing, Blossom.
Oh, I was just
That's
about to say we're not seeing any of the videos.
Right. Now, this is in an air-conditioned room. And if you look under my throat, you will see me sweating.
I can't see,
Yeah?
You are playing
That's
videos?
Me breathing. Sorry, you can't see.
I'm not seeing any videos.
I just shared it.
No, I'm not seeing any videos at all.
Oh, my.
All I'm seeing is the folder.
Okay, well. Oh, you only seen it. You might be able to share it from your end. You should be able to share it on your end.
I'm not seeing it from my end either.
Oh, boy. All right. I may have to sit with you one day and do this again, because I think even having all of those things there, will be very, very beneficial to your audience.
No problem. So take out the share, so we can see your face.
Yes. Let me just
take out the share.
Just remove the share. No, Blossom, no pot cooking here today, though.
So while you try to figure out how to unshare the share, a lot of people may be saying, well, since you were vaccinated, how come it got that bad that you had to be hospitalized?
Right. So let me tell you something. As we always tell people, there is something called breakthrough cases. And I knew that question was actually going to come up. And it is nothing strange, because, again, if you look at all of the science that's out there will be breakthrough cases. Yes? What is important to note, though, is that I did not develop pneumonia. Yeah? And pneumonia, as we know, is perhaps the thing that most people are scared about, because then when you hit that road, a number of things can happen. You may have to be ventilated. You or you may have to be oxygenated. A number of things can happen from that. You could end up in the ICU. Note well, I was not in the ICU. I was just on the open one, just because my temperature would have spiked. Yeah. And it was of extreme concern, not just to me, but the other members of my team. And so, I rested at the hospital. In fact, Blossom, I think I went into the hospital to walk, because what I captured from the hospital, a lot of you out there have never had that opportunity. I have videos and photographs to actually show you a number of things. Blossom, our nurses are up after 3 and 2 in the morning. We're 2 and 3 in the morning when the nation is sleeping. Right? I have those videos to actually show you what goes on. Now, you hear people talk and say that they go there and they just drop them there. That is totally false. Yes? And the videos will prove that to you. I could share it with you anytime, so you could share it for yourself, play it on your programs. It is not a problem. Right? There's a particular nurse who I worked with during the wee hours. That's Nurse James, Shauna Lee James. And there was also a young man named Akim from Willis. And we walked almost every night assisting those nurses and doctors. And I'm saying that because people will drop their loved ones at the hospital and think, well, it's only a phone call or only going to drop water. That is not so. It's a total different thing when you're in there. The nurses are up on their feet all night. I was in the newly reconstituted PEDS ward where it has 18 beds. 4 of those beds are ICU beds. So like you have 4 beds that are set up with ventilators and monitors and oxygen and everything like that. You will see those photos and videos likewise, which are in the folder. You will see even nurse having to be putting on IV and dressing and feeding after 2 in the morning and carrying portable oxygen generators to bedsides and so on. When patients are complaining that they want coming through the line, they don't like how it's cold and so on. So, because it's a cold air that's going into your nostrils. So that's the experience there likewise. Moreover, Blossom, let me also ask persons who are going to drop off stuff for your loved ones at the hospital. We know that you love your family so much. What I've seen, some people come in and drop them big gallon bottle of water, right, for a COVID patient. The person might be in the 60s, 80s, 70s already. Yeah? And when you have COVID, you're shaking, you're coughing, and you're shaking. Now, and people calling for water, mainly at night. And I want to ask you this question. How do you expect a nurse or nurses and doctors and orderlies to be going around the ward with a big, how they call the gallon, them Glenelg bottle that has the, I think it's 5. Handle. Right. No cups. So you just come and, okay. So you come and you drop a big gallon bottle, no cups, and you expect nurse to pour out that, find cups, pour it out and go and give your patient who is lying down on a bed. That is not making any sense. I would recommend the smaller bottles of water. I had 2 cases of water from Wagiti. I had some from Ministry of Health likewise, that I was able to share with people on the ward. And guess what? They were able to even drink it on their own because it's a bottle that goes into your mouth. So even if you cough, you're not going to spill and wet up yourself. So these are some of the very important tips that we have to be mindful of. Not just come in and drop a big bottle of water. That does not cut it. Because remember, when your patient calls for water, nurse has to go looking for cups. The time nurse may take to go and look for cup, and if she finds cup, something else can happen. Yeah? No, for real. And so these little tips, even soup, I see people bringing soup. They bring in soup. You bring soup for an elderly person, the person having difficulty to even open it. Other patients on the ward are the ones who have to lend assistance. Yes, some people are bringing water nuts. Good, but bring the water nut in a bottle. You bring the water nut again, you just trim the head of it. Do you expect nurse to get a cutlass or a scissors and bust it down and then put a straw in it? Buy the ones that that are in bottles so that your loved ones can easily get the coconut water, and recoup faster. Likewise to Blossom, breathing techniques. If you're at home, and I would recommend you that people get a pulse oximeter, you will see I am doing a couple shows on pulse oximetry and how to read it and everything. Some of the videos will be out later this week, and I will share also with you. So a pulse oximeter is very good to have. I had one there. I wish I could have just show you, but it's very, very good to have. You clean your index finger, you put it on, you power it on, rest it on your heart. It will tell you how you're breathing, and your pulse and the amount of oxygen and so on you have in your blood. These little life-saving tools matters. Yes. And as I was saying, I'm breathing, and lie on your chest. Use pillows. Like we also have videos like that that we are going to be loading on our Facebook page later this week again. And even some chats as to how to help you breathe. Some people might be able to breathe on the back for a while. Steaming, Blossom. There's a word of advice on steaming. Depending on the age of the person, steaming ought to be carefully thought about. You will not want to expose someone in the 80s to that amount of steam. Remember, it's a heated something that person is about to inhale. There may be positive health benefits, but bear in mind, if the person already starts developing things like pneumonia at that age, and they already have underlying condition, maybe for example, if they have breathing difficulties naturally, steaming is not going to cut the trick. So you will not just sit on home and say, you know what, I will steam and drink bush. As we speak, there's an elderly person in St. Andrew who last night I had to speak to my nurse about. Her relatives want to steam her. She's in her 80s. She has several underlying conditions, difficulties breathing, and you're keeping her home to self-medicate when you could take her to the hospital. That does not make sense. Steaming is not going to work. So we have to be mindful, of those things. And finally, Blossom, the issue of discrimination. Being exposed to COVID-19, being diagnosed with COVID-19 is not a death sentence. I'm not dead. I'm living. I am educating you here now. But the stigma and discrimination that we have already witnessed, that has been attached to it, is not going to do anyone any good. If I was not courageous enough, I would keep all of the information to myself and maybe share it with my loved ones and friends. But then, does it benefit the wider public? No. So persons out there who are exposed and they want to come forward and talk, I encourage them to do so. Yes, we know that we have a number of people out there who are still shy, and who like to point fingers. I am not worried about that. I was positive, so be it. I recovered. I am thankful, and I will live to see another day and many more years to come.
But you bring up a valid point, the issue of discrimination, because in preparing for this morning's program, the idea was to bring on somebody who has not been fully vaccinated so that we can kind of compare their experiences. But people that we've reached out to, they've experienced, they don't want to come out publicly because they're fearful of discrimination. And I think that is hindering the way that we are able to share the information, especially from the people who have been affected by this virus. Have you personally experienced any discrimination so far? And do you know any stories from people who have been affected with COVID-19 and the discrimination they possibly faced?
I cannot sit here and say, yes, that I have been discriminated against. I think because people wanted to hear my story because of my affiliation with the entire ministry, and I am one of the advocates. So people wanted to hear my story. However, as you quite rightly said, I reached out to a couple of my friends likewise who I knew were not vaccinated and also were exposed. And they don't want to talk about it because they don't know how people might react to them. Some of them have to travel on buses. And some of them, going back into the workplace feels a bit, uneasy about it. But I mean, guys, there is nothing to be frightened about. You could speak of your experience. It's your experience, and it's what you've been through, and no one feels for you. No one will understand what you've been through. But I am cognizant that the information that you give out there must be something positive in it that an individual or group of individuals can benefit from. And if it is well instituted, then I know, Blossom, that it's going to save a life. It may prevent cross-exposure. And mind you, people can be reinfected. So not because I am cleared now. If I were to go back there and get myself exposed, then of course I could be back to square one. And so that's why to sharing the information so people can understand how can we curb the incidences of COVID-19, because our hospitals, they are coming under stress, and we are seeing people who are just dying every single day. So I believe that with you and I here, Blossom, for example, that information, going out there, persons who are listening and hearing, they can then internalize it, make, some little adjustments and so. And remember, guys, to clean. I sanitize every single minute at home. But my stuff keeps going on, so I know, I have to go and buy some more and so on. But even, in my vehicle, my office and so on, I sanitize, and try, guys, to remember all of the steps, remember where you went, who you were with and everything. And if you could do that, I could guarantee you, your loved ones, you alone may be exposed, your loved ones will not, because I have proof of that working, because I was able to actually do my contact tracing for myself. I was able to trace my steps, isolate, notify, and I took all of the measures at home. So there are families out there that are 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, whatever it is. You could do it. I did it. You could do it.
There's a comment on our Facebook page saying, Keville, you were able to drive yourself to the isolation center, but there are positive patients who have been sent home to commingle and live among their family members, and they're wondering why the, what's the word I'm looking for? Why different treatment to both cases?
So correction.
Scenarios.
So let me say this. When I was tested, I was tested on Tuesday evening, and I drove myself home. I was tested positive. However, now I went into isolation. So I first isolated at home, and then I went into our designated isolation center. All right? Because let me say this here, we do have designated isolation centers, so I capitalized on that. Now, upon I left hospital, I was discharged last week, Saturday. However, I left the Sunday morning, right? Because, it's no movement and so on. So, and whereas I could have left, I didn't want to abuse, my little authority here with ministry. So I said, okay, I will just relax and I will go on Sunday. I did that. My driver came for me, took me to my vehicle, and on my discharge paper, I was asked again to self-isolate at home, just to finish recoup. So whereas I was medically cleared, because the body will be weak. Blossom, I lost weight. The body will be weak. I lost some weight. My tight clothes start fitting me big. You understand? So I mean, it's not that there's any preferential treatment here, guys. No, I did what I had to do, and as I said, I isolated at home prior. That is before I went into our designated isolation center, and then when I was discharged from hospital, I still isolated at home. I ate in my veranda. I wore a mask. I slept, outside. I did everything. I sat on one chair. I sanitized. I used my laptop exclusively. I had my phone, my charger, everything set up in one area. And I worked like that for the entire period without any cross-contamination. We had even set up at home, Blossom, bathroom times. So I know who go first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Yeah? So we set up all of those things. Kitchen times and everything. The word here too is sanitize. You sanitize, drink lots of fluid.
You mentioned that you've lost weight, and I was going to ask, what are some of the, even though you're medically cleared, are you still feeling the effects of or symptoms of COVID-19, what they call, almost long COVID? Do you still have trouble breathing? Have you started to put back on the weight? What are the after effects that you're still feeling, if you have any?
So I have an increased appetite now, because when you have COVID, you really don't even want to eat. So I have increased appetite now. And I do feel a lot better. I feel like I am not coughing. I am not sneezing. I do not have no headaches. I do not have no breathing difficulty, anything like that. I breathe under a mask. I jog under a mask. I walk under a mask. My oxysat is 98 and climbing. So I know I am good. Let me also say this. I drink a lot of water. Room temperature water, or sometimes I will mix the water, or coconut water, of course. And I eat plenty watermelons and so on, fruits, vegetables. I drink a lot of juice, and that also helps. I also think, Blossom, that having a positive mindset is a game changer. If you tell yourself that you can do this and you will, it's a game changer. Many people may not know that. And that's why I'm saying I believe the vaccines work. At hospital, yes, when some tests were done, and I will say this here, I am hypertensive. My blood sugar spiked. But I'm alive because the vaccines, I believe, did what it had to do. I took my medication. I was given my medication on time. When I left hospital, I was given some medication. I filled my prescription. And for those of you who think out there that because I work in the Ministry of Health, I will get free medication, I have my receipt still. Mitchell's Pharmacy, that's down at in Food Fair, Grandans. I have my long receipt. Gittins Healthcare in Guav, I have it, and there's one in the Spice and Mall. I had to go to 3 different pharmacies to fill my medication. I was discharged. Didn't cost me plenty money, less than $100, but I filled my prescription and I took my medication as prescribed and on time. I stayed away from alcohol. I drank lots of water and I rest. And I am feeling better. And I do know that in the next couple of days, Blossom, you will be seeing me bouncing around again. I am working. I do work from home, but I do go into office. I'm going into office this morning. And, we have a lot to actually get done. And so if your listeners out there, follow those simple rules and everything, even upon being discharged, guys, you're not yet 100%. Rest yourself. Eat, sleep, drink lots of water. Outside is hot. Drink a lot of water, and I sincerely hope that you are going to bounce back quickly and bounce back fully.
Keville, I'd like to thank you for sharing your experience with us, and I'm happy that you are on the mend. I know when it got tough and difficult for you, so I'm happy to see that you're up and you're able to share with us. So hopefully people would understand some of what you would go through if you were infected with COVID-19. So thank you very much, and happy to see that you're up and about.
And thank you, Blossom, and thank you to management. I know it was rush planned activity, and we tried hard to really get some other people on board, but I am grateful for the opportunity here to share, and I am really utmost grateful to you for hosting me this morning. I think such a partnership really augurs well for your viewing and listening audience. Thank you so much again, and do have a busy, keep safe.
You do the same, and hopefully we can get more people to come forward and share their experiences without fear of discrimination. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Stay safe. Have a good one.
You. All right. Okay, you too. Bye.
Recovered COVID-19 patient Keville Frederick sharing his experience with us. We thank him very much, and thank you viewers for tuning in. We're going to take a very quick break and come back and join Just School Media for this morning's traffic cam. We'll be right back.
Need a quick, convenient way to pay your bills and avoid lines? Use the online banking feature from Republic Bank, First Caribbean, or Co-op Bank. Contact them today to set up your online banking and enjoy 24-hour convenience to make your bill payments. Stay safe. Grenlec.
we are united even when we are apart.
5 lucky customers are enjoying free drinks, free electricity, free fuel, extra cash account, free internet, cable, and data, all for 1 year. Hubbard's Live Free for 1 year big promotion. With just 2 draws remaining, you can be the lucky winner in August and September for property or vehicle insurance for 1 year, free cooking gas for 1 year, and the big free groceries for 1 year. Live free for 1 year with Hubbard's in association with Sol Gas, Flow, Grenadian General Insurance, Carib Brewery, Coca-Cola Grenada Bottling, Grunlick, Communal Cooperative Credit Union, Dutch Lady Milk, Promo, Danny, and Supreme. Hubbard's Live Free for 1 year big promotion.
Let's now join Just School Media for this morning's Traffic Cam, a collaboration between GBN and Junior Checkley of Just School Media. Let's see what's happening on the outside.
We are on the Calavini Main Road. Now we are passing the Gospel Hall, the intersection that comes out of Marion. Morning to all the viewers of GBN TV, the listeners of GBN Radio. Happy Monday to all of you. This is Just School Media Traffic Cam as we travel on the Calavini Main Road. And as we travel a long life journey on the road of life, on our day-to-day activities, we have to be cognizant of the fact that there are some protocols that we must follow in order to maintain our health and survival. We must follow. There is no if, no buts, no perhaps. Just as you're driving on the road, there is certain road safety you must follow. Just so along this fight, this journey with coronavirus, we must follow certain protocols. So I want to encourage my people to follow the protocols. Get vaccinated. If you're in doubt, have a discussion with your medical practitioner. Don't be afraid. Talk to your doctor. Have a discussion with him or her. We can win, but we gotta work together. To cross the border. We are about to do the border crossing from St. George into St. David, the Virgin Parish. And not much traffic on the road this morning. Alone on the road traveling to St. David's this morning. Oh, I just see a bus coming behind me. So we are officially in St. David in the village of Westerhall. On this beautiful Monday. And this morning, Just School and his Just Schoolers will be making contribution of hand sanitizers to the Bus Association of St. George's and the Bus Association of Grenville. As we do our part in the fight of this deadly disease. So hats off all of you who contributed towards this cause. Thank you for your support. So we see just not much traffic on the road. On an ordinary Monday, there will be much more traffic on the road, but this is no ordinary Monday. It's no ordinary time on the island of Grenada. It's a matter of survival to an invisible enemy. Approaching the Wester Hall Estate. Where once there used to be a mill, some water.
We get stuck in traffic jam. You holding the traffic, you blocking the traffic, you caught in the traffic.
Every Monday and Wednesday, Just School Media and GBN, we collaborate to bring you traffic cams. So far, the roads appear to be cleared. There's traffic making its way from the eastern side, whether it's Grenville area, St. David. Junior is just about almost to the entrance of the Lackalome housing scheme. So just keep that in mind. Going up to Grenville direction is clear. Coming down, there's free flowing traffic. So keep that in mind as you get to the city this morning. It should be almost there because it's 2.5 minutes to 8 o'clock. So 8 o'clock workers, you shouldn't still be in St. Davis. And if all you're still in St. Davis, then don't blame the traffic, because boss could tune into traffic cam and see it in a traffic in St. Davis. So don't try to tie us up. All right, thank you very much, Junior. And now let's get ready to join the BBC for its 8 a.m. newscast. Thank you very much for tuning in to Good Morning Grenada this morning. Always appreciate it. Remember, there are currently 2,666 local active cases in Grenada. I don't want you to be 2,667. So please wear your masks, social distance, wash your hands using soap and water. If they're not available, hand sanitizers will do the trick. Continue to be safe. Those of you using public transportation, please do what you need to do to stay safe. Even if you're the Lone Ranger sanitizing and wearing your mask, you do that. Don't be among the statistics. Enjoy the rest of your marvelous Monday as best as you can. Go out there, follow the protocols, and enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. Bye-bye.